We can keep this super casual. We can just have a conversation, talk through everything. Cynthia's done some nutrition coaching with us, so you're going to be familiar with EverFit and stuff like that. And so we can talk through like what the next few months as we're going through this looks like and whatnot. But I'll give you guys my spiel on nutrition, and then we'll just jump into everything. I always take things with a habit-based approach, just because if I'm just like, oh, eat these calories, eat these macros, you've got to weigh your food all of a sudden, and every day can like kind of get consumed by just taking care of your food needs. And not everybody needs that. So I like to measure where people's habits are at, and then where can we get the big wins from there and take that going forward. So we're essentially taking kind of what we do in nutrition coaching from that perspective, but then we're doing it we're going to form everybody into small teams. But essentially the goal is like, there's a lot of folks that will do like 30-day challenges in January where they're like, I'm not eating any sugar, I'm not doing any alcohol, no bread, pastas, whatever it is. They're really, really restrictive in their diet in January, and they can see some really great progress. And then over the next 2-3 months, they slip back into their old habits. All of the data in the world shows that that stuff doesn't really work in the long term. And that's like when we get that yo-yo effect in yo-yo diets, and it pushes people into some pretty unhealthy habits with food. So I like to make sure that first, folks have a great relationship with food, but secondly, like how can we make it easy and approachable without like our entire life is just food. And in this challenge, like we're going to talk a lot about nutrition, but we're measuring like steps. We're measuring how many times we're working out a week. We're talking about sleep. We're going to dive into details and what that looks like. So we're looking at the holistic thing, not just nutrition. We're going to make it fun, and we're going to divide everybody into small teams. I think there's about 12 to 14 people participating. I also have some gift bags for y'all that you'll get next week, with some stuff from Denver Sports Recovery and whatnot. So there's like a free B12 shot. There's a big discount on their membership there. They're really great to us. We send a lot of athletes there for recovery stuff. So you'll get that stuff going. We'll officially launch like tracking and everything like that on Monday. Cool. And throughout the whole thing, there's going to be different exercises, different things to read, different activities and stuff. So it's not going to just be like I'm logging and I'm checking in with my team. There's going to be other discussion points throughout the whole thing, within your team, but also in the broader group. We also have probably 20-30 guys from Lyman Prison joining us on this too. I'm kicking off with them tomorrow on a Zoom call. Obviously, they're not going to be able to check in with us as often, but there's one of them, he like runs their gym and stuff, where he's probably going to be the one who's going to be reporting stuff out to me and like checking in on stuff and asking the group questions and whatnot. So that'll be interesting to run a hybrid thing inside prison, but I'm excited for that. So if you're free tomorrow afternoon and you want to join that Zoom call and meet any of those guys, you're welcome to do that. I haven't heard how many people are joining, but the folks that we meet when we go there once a month, there's about 20-30 guys in that program that we work out.
We watch the most dope to do this.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So jumping into it, it's all about building sustainable habits. That way we're not getting into that yo-yo thing. The goal is we're going to work on stuff for 90 days and make it approachable. But the goal is we can carry those things going forward so we can keep making progress toward our goals. We talked about teams, tracking workouts, whole foods, water intake, sleep quality. There's some other things and options in there as well. Like our fitness aspects of this, we have level 1, level 2. And we have RX, and we'll dive deeper into that as well. So today, we're going to go through goal setting. We're going to go through an exercise together there. You're not going to meet your team today just because I didn't know if other people were going to jump into this, so I haven't divided people into teams yet. There's probably another 8-ish, 10-ish people from the gym that are joining this that'll watch this, and they'll be a part of your team as well. We'll go talk through the levels. I'll do a little guide through EverFit, show you what we need to do there, and then go over next steps and how we're going to start and how we're going to kick this thing off.
Great.
Cool. Definitely feel free to stop and ask me questions at any point. I'm not the big presentation guy where I just want to sit here and have you listen to me talk for an hour straight. It makes me uncomfortable. So ask questions at any point and interject at any point. We'll talk about goals in just a second, and we're going to go through an exercise together. We're going to have some pens and papers. Actually, we might just circle around and do that at the end just so we can talk through it all and then jump into it. Where is everybody at nutrition-wise as far as like knowledge? Do we know what the 3 macros are? Can we name them?
Protein, fat, and carbs.
There we go. Awesome. But roughly where is like a good percentage to split those things?
Is it like 30, 30, 40?
Yeah. 40, 30, 30 is like for a good starting point. It all depends on everybody's individual needs. So yeah, that's good. And then has anybody ever like tracked their calories or anything like that? Cool. Well, I know you're doing it right now and you're tracking your macros. Yeah. Or is anybody actively doing that right now?
I do.
Cool. How's that going?
Okay.
Yeah. What are you using an app to do it?
Yeah. My fitness go.
Okay, cool. I'm going to show you another one today too. I've experimented with some different AI ones over the past several months, and it makes it a little bit more lightweight. It's probably a little less accurate, but that trade-off of like ease of use is pretty freaking beautiful.
Okay.
So I'll show you the one that I've been using, and I hadn't opened it in about 2 months, and they added a new feature that I'm like, because I was kind of looking at 2 different AI apps, and the one that was a little bit better, they hadn't added the feature that was missing from the other one. So I'm super excited about that. Cool. So you're tracking macros right now, tracking calories.
I'm not tracking.
That's all right. Have you done it before?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Cool.
I'm Betty Twain. I'm a diet professional. Could drop weight. It's the keeping it off from.
Right. And that's what this is all about, is sustainability. And a lot of that, just like in the gym, like we're great at like holding each other accountable. When somebody like your friend isn't showing up to class, like you're checking in on them. I also get a report of people that haven't been here for a while, and I reach out to them. That's what this is about, is having a group of people that you can check in with weekly, and to make it fun. And for me, and for a lot of people that I've found that I've done nutrition coaching with, is a lot of people know how they should be eating generally and what they should be eating. The challenge is the accountability piece, like knowing that Sean's going to be looking at my logs, can kind of change things. And I never want to drive that to an unhealthy place, but it just like, it makes you think of like, oh, like, where am I at? And like having that check-in weekly of like, Sean's going to be looking at my logs and like give any feedback. I never take it from a negative space, like shame on you for eating 4 slices of pizza and having a bottle of wine. Like, I don't care. My goal is just to look at it and just give you the data and help you grow. So we're just going to take that into small group. And has anybody done SMART goals before? Yeah. The person that I learned this from, I despise, but I love the exercise and I love setting SMART goals. He was a consultant that came in and destroyed the heart and soul of the company that I worked for years and years ago. But I took this out of it. I was like, dang it, Tom, this is good stuff. I don't like you, but this is good. I'm so specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. So when I look at like, I want to be healthier, that is not a SMART goal. If I look at like, I want to improve my blood pressure over the next 3 months by 5 points did I say 3 months? So specific, time-based. Those are the big things, is make it specific, make it time-based. I like 90-day goals. That is why I made this a 90-day challenge. Because over 90 days, if we are focused on something, we can make a ton of progress. So we're going to dive into that exercise at the end, but here are a few examples. So a fitness goal could be improve your Fran time by 30 seconds in 90 days. Consistency goal, making sure that you complete 36 workouts in the next 90 days. A recovery goal is making sure that you sleep 7+ hours, 5 nights per week. So we're going to self-organize weekly. When you do get your teams, I'm going to get you all connected. I'll probably connect everybody via email. From there, if you want to do text, FaceTime calls, carrier pigeons, meet in person at a coffee shop, I don't care, as long as those check-ins are happening regularly. And it depends on the team dynamics and where everybody's at and what their schedules look like. I would like everybody to start weekly, because it can just be literally like, look at your log and be like, I did this. It can take you 2 minutes to check in with your team on an email thread. And then as we progress throughout the 90 days, if that's every 10 days or every 2 weeks or something like that, that's totally fine. I'm not going to put hard parameters or anything like that. And you're all adults and I can't tell you what to do. So you get to choose what you do. And then I'll just be checking with the captains on a regular basis as well. The captains they're just going to be the first, and that's going to be like, if Cynthia's the captain of your team and Sarah is not putting in her results and where she's at, and there's going to be like weekly questions and stuff like that the team's going to kind of like collaborate and put ideas into as well. So if like Sarah's not contributing, Cynthia's going to be the one who like, are you there? Are you still wanting to do this with us? So that's going to be happening. These are the levels of the challenge. So just like ours, level 1, we're looking at like kind of beginner level. Level 2 is intermediate, and RX being advanced. And I made not necessarily doing a deep dive on like calories and macros, but it's diving into veggies and protein and stuff like that. So level 1, we're going to do 2+ workouts a week. That is being that you guys are the in-person version of this. I do have an online like remote option as well. That's workouts here in the gym. 5,000 plus steps. I think I sent that to 5 times per week. It's just, this is a shortened version. I'll send the whole details out to you. And then eating 8+ whole food only meals per week is the goal. So that is, I don't know the math on that, but it's like, because when we look at like trying to find balance, a lot of people talk about an 80-20 split. This is like a 20-80 split. We're looking at 8 meals. But looking at level 2, we're bumping it up to 3 workouts a week, 7,000 plus steps 5 times a week, and then 12 whole food meals. There's also a sleep portion and water portion to that one as well. And then RX, we are doing 4+ workouts a week, 10,000 steps, and 16 whole food meals. And that 16 will be that 80-20 split of kind of what we're looking for. As far as whole food meals go, this is kind of up to the individual with a couple of variables in there. If I'm looking at only eating meats, nuts, seeds, vegetables, that makes it pretty restrictive. So that'd be like no processed grains, stuff like that. That stuff's out. Added sugars. The places where I always give people leniency is making sure they're reading their ingredients on their sauces, just to make sure it's not a giant sugar bomb that's adding a lot of calories. So like if the sauce is like, whether it's on a salad, like your dressing or sauce on chicken or something like that, I'm not super worried about that stuff, as long as you're informed about what the content of what's in there. Like obviously if we can lean towards more clean ingredients, there's a brand, Primal Kitchen, makes some pretty darn good stuff. That's pretty clean. And then on the other side of it, of like one thing that can really open up the recipe palette is, rather than like, so if we're eating meats, nuts, seeds, vegetables, those raw ingredients, that would be like paleo-ish. If we add in dairy, as long as your body tolerates dairy, so if we can have a little bit of cheese, some yogurt, some milk, some whipping cream, that opens up your recipe options tremendously. So as long as you know your body's like, I'm fine with dairy, and it's not like I'm just chugging milk and eating cheese and yogurt all day, like there is mainly like meat and veggies, I'm totally fine counting those things in your whole food meals, just because it makes it way more doable, way more approachable, rather than just like, I have shrimp and veggies in a stir fry with no sauce. Like that's pretty boring. If you can add some sauce and add some dairy to that would help quite a bit. Yeah. Seasonings are always fine. Yeah, I'm never worried about seasonings. So the goal is as we're jumping into week 1, you're gonna get your team, you're gonna get access to EverFit, and in there, and I'll show you EverFit in a few minutes. The first week is just analyzing where you're currently at. So you're just gonna be tracking like, I ate 1 or 2 whole food meals in a day, and you literally just click a button. I did 1 CrossFit workout today. I drank 2 liters of water today. Stuff like that. You're just going to analyze where you're at. And then from the end of that week, you'll see, oh, I ate 9 whole food meals. I got 4 CrossFit classes in, probably looking somewhere in that like level 2 to RX, depending on how much you want to stretch yourself and reach from where your current habits are at. So does that make sense? So we're going to measure, and then you're going to take that information and make a decision of what level is just a step above where you're currently at. Cool. So yeah, these are all the things we're tracking. Weekly workout, steps or walk time. That's specifically in there for the guys in Lyman prison, because they don't have like cell phones in their pockets or smartwatches there. So, and also if you're just one of those people that don't have your cell phone in your pocket throughout the day, I know my steps get messed up all the time because my phone's not in my pocket and I don't have a smartwatch right now. We can just do time instead for that walking. Whole food meals, daily water intakes, sleep quality, and protein. And some of those are only added on for the RX or the intermediate. We start really basic with that level 1. So I'm going to show you EverFit. This is EverFit. This is what it'll look like when you open it up. So you can see there's the habits that are listed here, and this is under today. And then if I click into those, it's literally just like, so this is workout. So if I got a workout in today, boom, I just hit plus and that's it. And it'll keep my progress throughout the week. But that's literally as simple as that. And then when you go into, you can view all if you want to, but we can go to coaching and we can see those habits listed there as well of where we're at. If you do start diving into tracking protein and macros, it'll give you a report out here as well. Super, super simple. It also connects to Fitbits, Apple Watches, MyFitnessPal, and a bunch of different apps. I'll pull that up here in a second. So it'll automatically sync those things. So it'll automatically report out your steps if you do have an Apple Watch or something like that. Or even if you have Apple Health, that's where it's pulling this from. So I've got 2,300 steps in so far today. So that is there. As far as connecting those things go, if you go to you, which is going to be at the bottom right, hit the gear. You can go to app integrations and you can just log into whatever account you are using there. So there's different ones there. So if you got Garmin, Chronometer is another competitor with MyFitnessPal. Aura is the Ring version of tracking sleep and such. So that is there. I don't know if anybody uses their Apple Health data, folks that have iPhones. It actually tracks your sleep decently well because most folks, the last thing they do is they plug in their phone before they fall asleep. And one of the first things they do is they grab their phone either to get out of bed or to check their notifications while they're in bed. So it actually tracks your sleep time that way. Makes it super, super simple without having to have something like a watch. And then you'll get a welcome email today or tomorrow of how to get logged in there, and you'll start seeing things on Monday as far as like tracking those habits. And it automatically like sends you an overview video of what you're doing. It shows you like track workouts and stuff like that. But all we care about is on the today page is tracking our habits. And that also sends a really nice report to me. So it makes me really, really easy to read each individual. But I'm also going to give team captains access to that as well. So they can kind of just see where everybody's at if they care to deep dive on that. At the end of each week, the goal is all you have to do your report is screenshot this and send it to your captain. So, because it tracks like where you're at throughout the week. So I've got 2 of my 12 workouts, wherever we're at on the rest of that stuff as well. Beautiful. So we're going to jump into setting SMART goals. If we don't want to do that today, that's totally fine. If you want some more time to think about stuff, you are welcome to do that just between now and Monday and share it out. You'll get access to EverFit as soon as I can get everybody plugged in there. It'll just take me a little bit either today or tomorrow. And then on Monday is when we'll officially kick off and start tracking things that first week, like I said, and we're going to track Monday through Sunday. So your report day will be Monday. Cool. I mean, you can always go back in time and you can do it whatever you want as your team gets going. But that's the way the app is going to be set up. It's going to be tracking Monday through Sunday. Cool.
Skirt, can I log mine maybe starting, because I'm leaving for Hawaii on Thursday. So I go Thursday of this week through Wednesday of next week might be a little more accurate for me in terms of normal habits.
Yeah.
And I can remember what I ate on Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. And the thing is
and I do have all the stuff, so I can tell you what my sleep was, and I can backtrack.
Yeah, and that's the thing is on vacation, it's just you would tell your team hey, I'm gonna be off the rails a bit for the week. I might check in on some things. You might see my steps while I'm walking around and exploring Hawaii, but I'll check in with you guys next week. And that's part of finding the balance of when we go to Europe and we travel,
even New York.
I'm going to enjoy the food of new places that I'm going to. So I'm not tracking all the time. We're only on this planet for so long. So that's why I never tell people to do elimination stuff. It can work for short-term things for some people. I'm just to get a jump start on some things. But in the end, we're only here for so long, and I want to be able to enjoy life. And I really part of enjoying life for me is enjoying food. As long as we're still making trends towards all of our health markers, we're still improving workouts, we're still feeling good, we're moving good, we're building muscle, all of those things. So that's what it's all about, is just finding balance and having fun. Yeah. And then from here, leaning on your team, celebrate wins together, and just having fun. Other than that, I think that's all I had. If you all want to take some time just to chat about nutrition stuff or tracking or thoughts or ideas. I'm a super nerd and I nerd out on nutrition stuff all of the time. So if we ever want to talk about stuff, you're welcome to.